Ice Cube is taking names, because this clip came back to haunt those in Hollywood that tried to blacklist him for his beliefs. Subscribe to Elites Exposed for more, and watch what he revealed to Tucker Carlson not too long ago.
I think it's silly not to talk to people. I think whether we agree or not,
right?
That has nothing to do with it. You know, it's like, this is what it's all about. Let's talk about it. Let's debate. And you know, I've been shut out.
Wait, that sounds like right-wing extremism and whataboutism.
But I've been shut out. You know, some platforms will not have me on.
Why?
They don't like that I'm, you know, an independent thinker. I'm not part of the herd. I'm not part of the go along to get along gang, so to speak. So, you know, I'm an outsider. And so, you know, I'm not part of the club. So I have to go places for one, that I'm welcome, and where I can voice my opinion without somebody, you know, saying I'm a bad person and that they never want to have me on their platform again.
What platforms have banned you?
I've been, you know, I tried to go on The View. They didn't have me on The View.
Why?
Well, a few of the guests just really didn't like where I was coming from. So, or a few of the hosts, I mean. So that's what I was told by the producers. You know, I don't know if the producers was just copping out and using some of the hosts to not have me come on and explain myself, but...
You'd be a good booking for them.
I've been on there before.
Yeah.
You know, it's just when I've became an independent thinker, when I've, you know, I'm not, you know, I don't follow their brand of politics, I guess.
And here's why. Hollywood is simply an arm for the government's censorship regime, and anyone that doesn't go along with being an empty megaphone is starved of opportunities in the industry to keep them in line. That's exactly what happened to Ice Cube, especially after he famously refused a $9 million movie role back in 2021 over studio mandates at the time. And what's insane is that he still hasn't gotten his foot back in the door with any significant project since. Because if you want proof of how Hollywood and the media lift you up when you toe their lines, watch the hero's welcome Ice Cube received on his last appearance on The View before being blacklisted.
Please welcome actor, producer, writer, and rapper Ice Cube. You just walked out to your song. That was a good day, right? It was a good day.
Absolutely insane. Because I'll tell you one thing, once you get a taste of how the audience and the establishment media pump you up in every way possible, it takes a whole lot of grit to say no to all of it, and then swim against the tide even if it leaves you alone out in the cold. For Ice Cube, he did that when it was most difficult to do, when the censorship regime was at its most powerful back from 2016 to 2022. He had already rung alarm bells in the industry for his growing association with the Republican leadership back in 2020, because that's what Ice Cube did in response to the George Floyd incident, reaching out on behalf of his people and creating what he called a contract with Black America. The document included all proposals that you'd think would appeal to the liberal establishment in the industry that use them as moral talking points like prison, judicial, and police reforms for Black Americans. But he realized they didn't want him even speaking to the wrong president for it. Once he realized the bubble, they wouldn't let him escape. He decided to tear right out of it instead.
But if you can't think for yourself, then you're not really free, are you?
No, you're not. You're not. But I've been excluded. I've been excluded on Oprah, you know.
On Oprah?
On Oprah, yeah, I've been excluded. Yeah, man.
I would think you'd be the person Oprah would want to promote. I mean, you grew up in South Central, you were successful at a young age, you have dignity, you say what you think. Like, I thought that was the goal.
Me too. You know, I don't know what it is, but, you know, several of my, you know, I had a movie called Barbershop You know,
Yeah, I remember.
That I wasn't invited to participate with the cast. I produced a show called Black White, and it was a very controversial show. And once again, they had the whole cast on, but I wasn't invited. And so I don't know.
On Oprah's show.
Yeah, so I don't know what that's.
But Oprah's obviously a saintly, godlike figure who's revered by all decent people. Why would she exclude you?
I really don't know. You know, that's something that I would love to find out. But I can't tell you, you know, if there's a single thing that I've done.
Well, given the fall from grace that Oprah Winfrey has seen over the last few years, I'm not even surprised. She's the classic case of someone that rushes to climb the ladder to the top, only to then burn all of the steps behind her. She's the classic Hollywood gatekeeper, worth over $1 billion, and using that money and influence to cement the same control she had to fight against from the industry establishment. Because it's not just Ice Cube, it's also other black artists like Monique, 50 Cent, and Ludacris that have had friction with Oprah Winfrey. And it includes everything from allegations of unfairly editing their interviews to cut out their personal stories, denigrating the hip-hop culture, to not standing by upcoming black artists when they complain about pay discrimination in the industry. And I think the most damaging thing about that isn't limited to those particular people. It's the wave of discouragement that ripples across a new generation, putting them off making a name for themselves if all of it can be taken away the moment you don't toe the establishment agenda.
People are afraid to speak out because of the cancel culture that we have today. So I just think, you know, people are afraid and they're running to their corners, you know.
In a way, it is a cancel culture. It behaves like that.
It does, because it makes not only the person that's getting canceled, they're trying to shut them up, but anybody's watching now, they shut up because they say, if it can happen to this guy, it can happen to me. So by smashing somebody who says something that you might not like and canceling them, it actually reverberates throughout the whole community, and everybody now is watching what they say all the time.
But right now, I think Ice Cube is coming out the other side of the tunnel. Yes, the industry establishment sidelined and isolated him, but I think you'd agree that the old guard in Hollywood and the media has quickly lost its influence and power in a few short years. Artists don't need these industry bigwigs and media moguls to hold the door for them anymore, and that's had a democratizing effect that has forever demolished the walls that had been put around them. But let me know in the comments if you agree, and subscribe to Elites Exposed for more.